What's up, Bison Nation? Welcome back to the Bison Information Network. We have a lot to cover, such as a chance to win $500, NDSU buildings being demolished, and crazy floodings. Also, Bison Sports, so stay tuned. I know you're thinking, how do I make some money? Well, this weekend, Sports Management Association is hosting a 3-on-3 basketball tournament. There are 29 teams that are signed up, all to compete for a $500 prize. Unfortunately, the sign-up window has closed. It closed last Sunday. Although this event has concessions, door prizes, and free admissions to all spectators. So go cheer on your friends that are in the tournament and hopefully will be the lucky winners to get some door prizes, the first place championship, and the second and third place ones. This has been a tradition by NDSU Sports Management Facility, as it is the third year of these type of events. 2 years ago, they had some dodgeball. Last year, they had Mario Kart, and this year, well, a 3-on-3 basketball tournament. They have local sponsors supporting this event. These include Bubbler, Fargo Force, Stanford, Chick-fil-A, and much more. Go to the Benson Bunker Field this Sunday at noon. Go check it out. Speaking of Stanford Health, there is a special student out there at NDSU that finds time every week and volunteers 3 hours a week at Stanford Medical Center. Aiden Gallagher, a freshman social worker, goes to Colley's Kids Cabin every week, where he spends his time with kids. He says that it is really fun just to get off campus and get in there and to an environment with different people. Once you get in there, you realize even with our highs and lows as college students, there are people that have it worse than we do. Even one interaction can make a person's day or change a life. It is very touching on what he's doing. Thank you, Aiden, and this is a message to all of you to try to do something nice for someone else today. Now, you might have felt the ground rumble, and you might have thought maybe it's an earthquake. If you were living by main campus, it was not. It was just a demolition of the Agricultural and Biosystem Engineering building located just south of Ladd Hall. This building will be completely demolished, and it will take 3 weeks. After that, it will create a cul-de-sac. If you are looking for more destructions, Harris Hall and Northern Crop Institution building will also be torn down in July. This is because of new additions to NDSU campuses. They are requiring, when you add new buildings, you have to tear some down. By next semester, all renovations should be done and campus will be good to go. Now, if you are above the age of 21, this one will hit hard. Fargo Brewing Company has officially declared for bankruptcy. Although the co-founder and president did say since Fargo Brewing Company began in 2010, it has experienced many challenges, including a pandemic, supply chain issue, and different habits by consumers. Customers should not have to worry about anything, as nothing should change for them, and everything is good to remain open. There have been reports that they only filed bankruptcy to reorganize its debts. It is unfortunate that they had to file, although it is good news that it will still remain open. Now the story heard all around the world. The infamous Does the Glove Fit trial, or Mr. OJ, has passed at age 76. OJ Simpson, a football star and Hollywood actor that has his career shot down by killing his wife and her friend. Simpson died at 76 with prostate cancer. And the family members of OJ Simpson, former wife and sister, said the hope for true accountability has ended. The news of the passing is a mixed bag of complicated emotions and reminds us that the journey through grief is not linear. Now, turning to national news, we head over to Dubai. The desert nation of United Arabs attempted to dry out on Wednesday from the heaviest rain it ever recorded. Dubai International Airport was flooded, and flights through the world's busiest airport had flights being delayed and canceled. Scientists came out saying climate change in general is responsible for more intense storms, droughts, floods, and wildfires all across the world. At the end of everything, Dubai saw 6 inches of total rain and soaked Dubai over 24 hours. And going over to their neighboring country, Oman, they had at least 19 people killed in the heavy rains. Well, that is all the news I have for you today. Stick around as we go to Fargo Food Tour with a special crew covering that. Also, Logan will bring you all the Bison Sports you need for the next week. Also, Henry will give you the weather.
It all started because my daughter Bella wanted to help out homeless people
in this new series that we like to call Fargo Food Tour.
Hi, I'm Mark Garcia, and I am part owner of Bella's Dolce Sweets and Treats. So our treats, a lot of people like our tres leches, dad-bought cookies. Our dad-bought cookies are pretty popular. We have chocolate chip, Reese's Pieces, Oreo, red velvet, and we also have M&M.
It's bigger than my hand. Like, you can see the size of my hand. That thing's the size of my hand.
Massive.
Nice and chewy in the middle. It's like nice, like soft baked cookie. That's the cookie I prefer. So I don't know what scale we use on the show, but I'm gonna give this like an 8 out of 10.
It is really thick and it's not dry, and I like that.
Very tasty. I imagine it's like one of those cake mix cookies you see on TikTok all the time. It's nice and fluffy and really good flavor.
Watch the rest of the episode on Bison Information Network, episode 10, Bella's Deuces. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the review by the Fargo Force, and hopefully you support the small business because they do have their daughter that has cancer. So make sure you try them out. See ya!
My name is Becky Parker, and I'm a news anchor at WDAY-TV. I graduated from NDSU in 2010 with a degree in journalism, broadcasting, and mass communication technologies, and then I had an emphasis on broadcasting. Principles of broadcast production and advanced broadcast production. Those were favorites because they were the most relevant for career experience. You're calling people for interviews, you're writing an article. It doesn't just feel like an assignment, it's like actually doing it. I was the news director for the first full semester of the Bison Information Network. The BIN advisor here was very much invested in me to actually have a career in broadcasting. He helped me get my internship and my first job. The people in NDSU's Department of Communication are really interested and helpful in getting students the connections that they need in order to get a job beyond school.
kid deserves to go hungry. But try as they might, not every family can afford to put food on the table every day. That's why the Great Plains Food Bank and their partner agencies work every day to bring food to our hungry neighbors. Every dollar donated can provide 4 meals for those in need. Go to greatplainsfoodbank.org and donate today so no kid in North Dakota ever has to go hungry.
Welcome in, Bison Nation, to your very own sports report. My name is Logan Genenberg, and we'll start off tonight with the baseball team as they headed out west this past weekend to face off against Northern Colorado. Now the weekend started off rough for the Bison as they lost in a furious scoring match, 12-13 on Friday. They did rebound, however, as they battled back the next day to win 3-2 before taking Sunday's game with ease to the tune of 11-4. Now the Bison did have a game in Minnesota on Tuesday, but it was canceled due to the rain. Now the Bison will be back in town this upcoming weekend as they host Oral Roberts. The first game will be played on Friday at 6:30, then Saturday at 2, and Sunday at 1. If you are unable to attend in person, you can always watch the game on the Summit League Network or listen live on Bison 1660. Now moving to the other team on the diamond this past weekend, it's been a rough season for the Bison softball team so far, but they hope to turn it around against NDSU. But those hopes would not translate into wins as the Bison were shut down this past weekend. They would be shut out in the early game on Saturday, losing 0-1 before dropping the later game 1-7. And Sunday was no better as they were shut out once again, losing 0-3. Now the Bison will be desperately looking to snap their 5-game losing streak, and the next opportunity will come this weekend on the road against a struggling North Dakota team. Those games will be Saturday at 1 and 3:30 and Sunday at 1. All three will be streamed live on the Summit League Network, so make sure to tune in and support your Bison. Now switching over to the track and field team, who were extremely busy this past weekend as they competed in not one but 2 events. The Brian Clay Invitational, hosted by Azusa Pacific, and the Pacific Coast Intercollegiate, hosted by Long Beach State. Now for the men, it was a successful outing as they had 4 Bison record top 10 performances in school history. Jake Arison hit a personal best of 14:18 in the 5,000 meter, putting him at 4th in NDSU history. Aaron Cummings cleared 5.16 meters in the pole vault, placing his performance at 4th for NDSU history as well. Freshman Carlton Mukarazita now ranks 8th all-time for NDSU after his triple jump of 15 meters, and freshman Ethan Moe ran the 800 meter in 1:50 to rank 8th for NDSU all-time as well. And for the women, it was also a weekend of setting records as well, as Alexi Maples won the hammer throw with her throw of almost 65 meters, placing her 3rd all-time at NDSU and 10th in the NCAA this year. Elise Jennings ran in 11:58 in the 100 meter, putting her 4th in NDSU history. Jennings, Simona Corgo, Anika Larson, and Kendra Kelly recorded the fastest 4x100 relay for NDSU in 10 years with a 45:57 time, and Bailey Dirks ran the 5th fastest 100-meter hurdles in NDSU history with a 13:69 time. Now after a busy weekend out west, the Bison will travel back to the Midwest as they compete in several events once again, this time in Iowa and Minnesota. These events are the Drake Relays, the Kip Janvrin Open, and the Ron Massands Classic. All 3 events will be held this weekend, and it's going to be once again interesting to see how the Bison do in multiple meets. And our last sport for the night is the men's golf team, who competed earlier this week in the Highland Meadows Intercollegiate. Now, it may not have been their strongest showing on the season, as the Bison took 5th out of the 11 teams in attendance, but the Bison held on to that spot with a strong 3rd round, shooting the 3rd lowest team total of 283 on the final day, but sadly it was not enough to bump them up in the rankings. Nate Adams led the charge for the Bison, tying for 12th with his 2-under par score, and Jack Johnson was not far behind, tied for 19th with an even par, and Jake Scarperud followed it up with a 3-over par score to slot him in at a tie for 28th. After a less than ideal showing, the Bison will get one last chance to shine before the Summit League tournament as they head to Ohio to compete in the Robert Kepler Intercollegiate. That invite will be held this weekend, starting on Friday and wrapping up on Sunday. Best of luck from everyone here in the studio. Well, that's going to wrap it up for another sports week here in Bison Nation. Now, while the sports are starting to cool down for the year, the weather is heating up. Henry, this last weekend was one to remember. Now, will we have that kind of weather again? Should we start to dampen our expectations a little bit?
Hi, Logan. As you said, we did have a really good weekend for weather, really warm. This weekend, unfortunately, it's not faring too much better. It's going to be a cooler one. 51 right now, scattered clouds, dew point of 36, humidity of 51, winds from the northwest at 20 miles an hour with gusts up to 29. Moving to our hour by hour, as you can see here, it's going to slowly start getting close. It's going to slowly start to get colder as the night goes on into the morning. But as you can see, it's going to get clear. So by tomorrow, we should have clear skies. Moving to our skycast, sunrise 6:43 a.m., sunset 8:19 p.m. with 13 hours and 45 minutes of total sun. Moving to our mooncast, we have a waxing gibbous right now. First quarter was on April 15th, and our full moon is on April 23rd. Moving to today's almanac. Today we had a temp of a high of 58, not exactly as nice as we want it to be, but it's perfect for this time of year. Low of 42 today. Average temps were a high of 55 and a low of 33, and record temps on this day in the past were a high of 82 in 1987 and a low of 9 in 1953. Moving to national temperatures, you can see here the northern part of the country is experiencing a lot of cool, cold, 40 degrees. We're kind of in a weird little zone right here that's kind of splitting us off from west to east. We're kind of right in the center there with 53, and everything around us is in the 40s. And everything below us is in those 50s around here. And then in the south, typical south weather for this kind of year, 80s, 90s, 70s, stuff like that. Moving to our rain and snow forecast, this big massive green you're seeing here was the storms that we just had. As you can see here, it's kind of moving down more into the eastern states, the Appalachian Mountains, all of that area. We're not expecting much rain or snow in the 48 hours, so that is very good if you have plans to be outside in the next coming days. Moving to my 7-day forecast. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're expecting 46, 43, 49, and 60 on Sunday with sunny weather. Lows will be 35, 30, 28, and 26. And moving to the rest of our days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 58, 62, and then on Wednesday it's going to get warm with 67 being the warmest day. Lows in 39, 43, and 38, and we're expecting a bit of sun, too. That's not all. National days. Today was National Cheese Ball Day, National Kickball Day, National Banana Day, National Ford Mustang Day, I love that car, and National Crawfish Day. And a little new added segment, famous birthdays. Jennifer Gardner, Redman, Rowdy Roddy Piper, and that famous banker from the 1900s, J.P. Morgan. Well, I hope you enjoy this segment of Bison Weather. Have a great day. Remember to eat a banana. They're good in potassium. And have a great day. Stay safe. Stay warm. Look forward to the weekend. Back to you, Logan.
Thank you for that, Henry. Well, that's going to do it. Looks like we just have a little bit longer to go until we get right back into those 60s, and I can tell you that I am excited for that. I'm sick of this rain. It's cold, but we have to wait a couple days longer. That'll do it for tonight's show here on the Bison Information Network. My name is Logan Genenberg, and I'm signing off for myself and everyone else in the studio. Wishing you a great rest of your week and a great weekend. Get out there, Bison Nation, enjoy the weather, and take care.